Welcome to today's webinar, where we're going to be going through one of our three platforms, SaxoTraderGo. We also have a more basic platform, Saxo Investor, which my colleague Magnus did a walkthrough regarding a few weeks ago. But today we're going to do a bit more of a complex walkthrough of the SaxoTraderGo platform. And a brief agenda we're going to be having is, just a moment. There we go. We're going to be walking through the basics of how to log into your account, how do you fund it, how do you withdraw money if you need to spend it, and how you transfer more. We're also going to be talking about how you're going to be finding inspiration for your next investment, which tools you can use for the different instruments, our screeners, and also how to make a trade so you're prepared and fully equipped. And just to mention, we're going to be walking through who we are in just a moment, but we have a little disclaimer here. And it's just important to mention that this is purely educational use and for inspiration for all of you out there starting to invest. So we don't want to push anything for you, but it's just educational purposes. I will be the moderator for today, and I will be going through questions at the end, but please just write them in the chat and then we'll walk through them. And if any are relevant while Magnus is going through the platform, I will, of course, stop and interrupt so we can have all the questions ready for you guys. I'm Caroline. I'm sitting here in the digital sales department where I speak with clients daily, both private and corporate clients in Denmark, where we help you, we educate you, and we service you for whatever you might need on the platform so you're fully equipped. And Magnus, if you want to present yourself quickly.
Yeah, of course. I'll gladly do that, Caroline. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Magnus, and as Caroline just mentioned, I will be the one doing the walkthrough today of the platform. And I'm a colleague of Caroline. We both work in the sales department, and we actually started here together in the same cohort around 2 years ago. So we have been on the journey together, and it has been a great journey, so to speak. Yeah.
But I think we're slowly ready for you to go onto your platform,
Yeah.
Magnus, and do the walkthrough. And remember to write your questions. We take all of them gladly, so we can have a proper walkthrough of it.
Great. So I'll just share my screen. There we go. So I hope you can see my screen now. Yeah, let's get started. So what we see here is the main screen once you log into the platform, and this is the training section of the platform. As you can see, we have 3 different sections, and I will make sure to go through all of them. But this is where you start. I will return to that page. So instead, I will start with the ultra basics, so to speak, namely this little person icon up here, my profile, because up here at this my profile site, you have this window where you have all of your basics settings on the platform. You can see it's here where you can update all of your personal data. You can withdraw and deposit funds. If you want to change something on the platform, for instance, the language or whatever, you can do it here. And also, if you wanna download one of our multiple different reports regarding the activity on the platform, or maybe the interest that you have gained on the platform so far, it's also here. But if we start with the most important thing, how do you fund your account? I think that's the main reason why you created this account. So let's start there. And this, of course, as I said, up here in my profile. And then one of the first things you'll encounter is this deposits and transfers section, where if you click deposit funds, then you will have the option to either choose the quick payment, which, as the word says, is this payment method where you connect your bank account. I can try and see if I have one connected here. Let's see. Yeah, then you can see that the bank account that was previously connected to this account, this platform Saxo account, there you have it connected, and then you can just press yes, I want to transfer from that account. Then it says from this account that you have previously connected to account. And this is the main account that it will be funded to. Then you can say money for investing and into your amount. That's basically it. So it's a super smart and also relatively new function that we have gotten on the platform, this quick payment. And but it has some limits, namely that you can only transfer up to 750 DKK. So if you want to transfer more than that, you can also just choose a regular bank transfer, where it will say, for instance, I'll choose my DKK, my main account. And there I will have a separate, not registration number, but at least a separate bank account number, which you can use to transfer from your own bank account. And in the same manner, if I choose my dollar account, I'll also get a separate IBAN and SWIFT code for my US dollar account in here. So that's how you fund the account. Super easy, I would say, once you've gotten your bank account connected at least. And if you need the money to buy a new car, a new house, or whatever, go on vacation, then of course you have the opportunity to also withdraw funds. And that's just pressing the withdraw funds button here. Then it says from account. Yeah, I'll just choose my DKK to account. And this is the bank account I also showed you before, the one that was already connected to the platform. And then you basically just amount 10 DKK, description for a new car, cheap car, and then just transfer out. So also super easy. Yeah, and this function works as a traditional bank transfer, so it will take 1 or 2 days maybe. So that's how you do that in regards to getting money on the account. Once you've gotten the money on account, let's say you've made a lot of trades or you have gained a lot of interest on your money here, then if you want to download any report, let's say you have an account that needs to check your different activities, then down here in the bottom, you're able to press download report, and then you can choose whatever report you want to see. I mean, it could be a basic portfolio report, as you've probably seen before. It can see CFD finance details if you have traded CFDs. You can see the account interest details to see exactly how much you've gained on your cash on the account. And that's both the DKK, US dollar, euro, whatever sub account you might have. Um, so that's also quite a smart function if you need to get like an overview of your activities throughout the year.
Yes, Magnus, we have a quick question according to
Yeah.
your bank accounts. So is it possible to add more bank accounts in the platform? So you have, for example, 2 different bank accounts?
Yeah, it is possible, but we do have this strict third-party payment system. So the bank accounts that you connect to your account here needs to be registered in the exact same name as your account in here. So as long as that is held, then it's no problem adding multiple bank accounts. Yeah, great. Yeah, and I also wanted to show you last thing here regarding the settings. So under your account, as you saw before, I both have a DKK account, a US dollar account, euro account, and if you also want to have multiple different sub accounts, you can press here, request new accounts, and request currency sub account.
Magnus, I can't see your screen right now. Maybe the audience can. Now I can. There we go.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
So I can just do it again, just to make sure. So if you want to have sub accounts in different currencies, you can press here, request new accounts, request currency sub account. And in here, you're able to create whatever sub account you may like. And I mean, it is an advantage doing it in this way if you already plan to trade different currencies. For instance, if you want to buy a Tesla, which is primarily traded in US dollars, or you want to buy a German stock, then I mean, I do advise you to, or at least it is a good idea to create these sub accounts, because you will then save a lot of money. Not a lot, but you will save some money on the currency fees every time you do a transaction. Because with these sub accounts, you only have to convert your money into the currency once, and then if you buy a Tesla and you already have dollars, then you don't need to convert it back and forth. So you will save some on the currency fees, conversion fees. Yeah, I think that was the and you can see there are many other options in here, many different settings, but these were the main settings, I would say, of importance. So if we head back to the platform overview, the platform itself, then as I said before, this is the starting page you land on. And it is split into three different sections, so to speak. We can start on this trading section. So when you are here, there are three different things that you observe or that are important for you. It's the over here to the left, you have the watch list, the screener, alerts, and this Saxo Select, where you also, I mean, this is not super important, the Saxo Select one. But anyways, this is where you can keep track of all the different stocks or indices or forex that you wanna track. And I can also just show how to create and one of these lists, watch lists. This is my personal one, where I have added multiple different both forex, CFD indices. I have some bonds, some stocks. So every time I log into the platform, this is where I get my overview of the things that I'm actually interested in seeing and tracking.
Can you perhaps
And
show how to make a new one?
yeah, I was just about to do that. So you'll see this button up here saying new, and we can call it webinar. Next, save watch list. You'll find it up here. So you can create multiple different watch lists. Maybe you can create one if you want to track some different or some specific indices, some specific stocks. Then you can make a new watch list for that. Some specific bonds. Then you can make a new one for that. And then just switch between the different ones up here. And if we already have some specific stocks that we want to track in mind, then we can, in this little field here, add instrument. Then we can say, okay, I want to add Tesla to my watch list. Tesla. Then you can see instrument added. And if I don't want to have it added anyways, I can just press, maybe I wasn't fast enough. But anyways, this is here. This is where you add all of the different instruments to your watch list. At least that's one of the ways. You can also just search for it up here. Let's say this Rheinmetall. Then you have the product overview over here. Press the little star up here, add to watch list, and then I'll add it to my webinar list. Then you can see that it's added over here. And yeah, this actually brings me to the second section of this trading screen, namely the product overview, where every time you have found like an instrument that you want to see, we can just stick on this Rheinmetall. Then in this product overview, you have like a quick overview of the current price. You can see the target price based on different analysts' estimates. You can see how it's also traded, for instance, as a CFD or as an option. So here you can gain like a quick overview of the current status of this instrument that you're looking at, and also which exchange it's traded on. And then you also have this charts up here, where you can look more into detail on the candlesticks chart instead of just this regular graph. Sorry, yeah. And in this charts section, you have all of these different technical annotations. You have these different indicators. For instance, we can try and add the simple moving average just for you to see how it looks. There's also this volume. So in here, this is maybe for the more technical oriented traders that want to use these different indicators, perhaps maybe want to use their own analysis and patterns. Then you can also use this one up here, where you can draw some trend lines. You can do it like this. Not that this is super useful, but just to show how you do it. So we have all of these different tools that I think is very very good if you use technical analysis for your investing or your trading. Then it's in here charts. And yeah, for this specific one, oh sorry, Caroline.
Yeah, there's just one quick question because they're going to come through. I see all of your questions. We're going to be going through all of them at the end, but when some of them are relevant, I'm going to bring them up.
Mm.
So now
Yeah.
we, for example, have a question while you're on this already. If
Mm.
there's any way on a product instrument that you can see if we have any recommendations to buy or sell or hold, if you maybe could show that quickly since it's
Yeah.
relevant.
Of course, that was also on the agenda. So thank you for reminding me. Yeah. So if we head back to this product overview page, we have the overview where you see the like the basic graph of it, and then if you press here on the analysis, then there you will see these different analysts estimates. 11 say that it's a buy, 2 say that it's overweight, 1 say that it's hold. Um, so in here you can see some of the important to mention independent ratings or at least independent advices from independent analysts around. And you also have this section called fundamentals, where you can quickly gain an overview of all of the main financial points. For instance, earnings per share. You can see their revenue, the net income. So instead of having to find the whole financial report for a given year, in here you'll get like a quick overview of the most important things that you typically look at when you consider whether a stock is a good buy. Market depth, I wouldn't call that super relevant, but at least you have it in here. And it also has this ESG score, ESG risk category, where the data is delivered by Morningstar. So they have come up with like different scores, taking ESG parameters into consideration. Might also be useful. So in this product overview, you have many different tools to help you guide whether it's a good investment, or at least for you to take everything into consideration. Um, yeah, I would actually say, oh yeah, also down here you have the news section where sometimes I've observed that it's not directly connected to the company, these news down here, but it could be that something happens in the industry and then you'll see the news down here. So that might also be relevant to use, at least for some stocks. Yeah. And then I think we quickly head back to this section over here in the left, unless there are any questions related to this part.
There is one question related to the watch list, and that is how
Yeah.
do I delete an instrument from my watch list that I've created?
Okay. Then it's a good thing. Then we'll just return to this one. I also want to show you the screen or two. But let's start with deleting an instrument here on the watch list. So you have these three. And if you, let's say I want to remove Novo Nordisk, then I just press, how do you call it, right button click on my mouse here. And then I press remove from watch list. So that's how it's done. I'll try to do it again. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Let's move forward to the screener section of this left side of the platform. This screener tool is my utmost. I think it's definitely the a relevant tool that we have here on the platform, and one I always ask my clients to use if they're in doubt what to invest in, or if they have some specific thoughts but they don't know how to find this on the platform. Then the screener tool is extremely good to use, because you can then sort after exactly what you want to see. So once you are here on the screener tool, you have this filter list field. And if you try and press there, then first of all, you can over here choose what instrument, what product you want to see. Let's just say ETFs. Then you can have the asset classes. Should it be based on bonds? Should it be based on commodities, equities? Let's just say equities. And what categories do I want to see? Let's see. I want to see some ETFs within the energy sector. Then I choose that. You can choose what currency you want to trade in. I want to trade in euros. And then you have all of these different sorting criteria that you can also use. I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you can see, they're quite the amount. So you can see exactly what you want to see. And if you try and press done, then it will come up with a list here of all the ETFs that fit your criteria that you have put in. So it's a super good tool to use if you don't know how to find something specific on the platform. that you have actually made some thoughts about, or that you have decided, okay, I want to invest in the energy sector. I want to have a broad diversification. But how do I find such an ETF or such a product? Then use this screener tool for sure, because it's a very good help. Yeah, I'm not gonna say more about this one. But I mean, spend some time on it, get to know it, and then use it every time you're in doubt where to look, I would say. And if we move forward, then there's this last section down here, at least on this trading section, which is the positions, the orders, order blotter, Saxo Select investments, if you have opted in for that. And I can just try and do like this. And down here, you'll have all of your different positions where you can see whether you're long, short, you can see the quantity, open price, current price. You can also directly add your stop loss or your take profit or limit, as we also call it here. You can see your profit loss in the actual currency that it's trading, and then also in DKK, which is my main account, and then the market value and the total exposure. So here you have like a whole list of different of your different positions, and that's one way to look at your positions. I mean, it's also I really like this function because let's say I want to trade more of Euronoc, then I can directly go here and I right button click my mouse, new trade. Then I can also see my current position in this specific one, instead of having to go to portfolio and then look, okay, what do I actually have in Euronoc right now? Okay, I have 75, then go back and then actually do the trade. Then you can always, while you do the trade, what you have currently in your holdings. So it's a super good overview you get here. Yeah, and yeah, as I said, you can add the stop loss, the limit. You can also close the position. Just trying to press close. Then for this one, because it's a spot, it looks a bit different. But then it's just basically pressing here. I can also try and choose a stock instead. Say Novo Nordisk. To close, I just want to get out of this position right away. Then I choose market type, which I will also talk more about in a minute, and then just close position. So you have all the needed functions for your current positions here in this overview. And also, if you have some specific orders related to some of your positions, you'll find them here. Yeah. Great. Well, I think next step is probably to look at the research section, because I also think that is one of our greatest tools on the platform if you lack inspiration for your trades. So let's head there. So once you get to this research section, you'll get start on the overview page, where you can just, as the first thing, look at all these global indices. You have the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the C25, the DAX. So just for you to get like a quick overview, okay, how do the markets look today? And we also have this section called Top News. These are just, of course, not random news, but they are not related to any of your positions or anything specific necessarily. It's just basically what is happening around the world. It could be in China, it could be in Egypt, it could be in the banking sector. So just like these general news that might be important for you. And if we scroll down a bit, you can see this section called Last Week's Trending, where we have all of these popular stocks over the last week. We have the popular currency, the forex, different cross rates on the euro dollar, for instance. We have the commodities section. What do our clients on the platform trade within commodities? CFDs. We have the ETFs. So down here you can see all of these trending products, trending positions to hold, and also a small section called our Saxo Market Updates, which is employees within Saxo. We have one of our sales traders, for instance, saying something about the like more macroeconomic tendencies, at least macroeconomic news. So that might also be relevant to look at this down here. Yeah, I think you have some trade signals. You know how relevant that is. The macro events could be of high relevance, at least if you're thinking anything specific regarding the interest rate, then you can also use this down here. But if we go into this, as you can see, we have many different options within the research section. And if we try and press market here, there we will also start with these most popular global stocks. Of course, we have the Nvidia, also Tesla, Apple, Novo Nordisk. So these are also the most popular stocks, basically. And if you try and press see all, you get the complete list here, sorted from the most popular and down. And yeah, this is also basically the same, although it's sorted by region. So this is US, Europe, UK, and etc. And I also want to show you. Sorry, this is actually in here. The themes, yeah, this section here. This is also a super good place to find inspiration. I mean, if you have made some thoughts that you want to invest within commodities, but you have no idea how to start or which stocks are exposed to commodities, or if you want to look at cryptocurrency, which ETFs can I buy within that, then you have this section called themes, where we have selected a few handfuls of the most relevant, or at least the most popular, normal things to look at, different categories. And we can try and look at this commodities, for instance, that we have gathered like the most 10, 20 most popular stocks within with an exposure within energy or commodities at least. We have Shell, of course. We have ExxonMobil. Um, so this is a very good place to find the inspiration that you might need, because one thing is, I mean, creating some thoughts, some plans with your account, but the hardest step that we observe here in the sales department is also finding the exact product, ETF or stock that actually covers your need and the things that you have thought about. And this is a good section to deal with that problem at least. Yeah, we have yeah, this one was all of the popular. Then if you are interested in ESG, for instance, we have these different here, infrastructure, technology. So in general, all of our different themes that we have selected. A few inspiration, and in this section here, of course, you start with all of the news again. Latest, you can see this is from our strategy team, so it can also be news within stocks, within FX, commodities, bonds, what is happening on the market right now. There you have all of the most important things up here. And a selection of our upcoming webinars. This is the one that we're doing today. We also have a more technical oriented one tomorrow, actually. And you can just gain like an overview of what is actually coming up within Saxo. What do we have cooking, so to speak, in terms of webinars at least. Yeah, and once again, here you can also find the Saxo core themes, as we did in here. Webinars only dedicated to the exact description of all of our webinars. Yeah, and then we have this calendar section is actually quite good, I think. At least in these periods where we have earnings coming up for different companies. There you can sort for earnings. You want to see this quarter, and you want to see within Denmark, for instance. There you have like a complete list of all the different companies that report earnings in the period that you have chosen. It's also super relevant, especially in times when we know that there are earnings coming up, because that can create quite the volatile markets. Also, if you're interested in macro events, um, this week, for instance, Danmarks Nationalbank, and of course you can sort for if you want to see it in the US or Euro region. Yeah. So I would say this research function is more for you to gain inspiration, or at least to see, okay, what can I find in terms of products within these different areas. So it's a super good place to start, also if you're in the very beginning of your investing journey. And then if we go to the last section of the platform, the portfolio one, I'll just go back to overview. Then it will look like this. Once you press portfolio, you will have your complete overview of all your different accounts. This is the main account. Then you have all the different sub accounts, and then the all accounts in total down here. And then if we try and press on, let's say, all accounts, there you will find, regardless of whether this is on the US dollar sub account This is on perhaps the euro sub account. You'll just get like a full overview of all your open positions here. If we press on one of the specific sub accounts, for instance, the one in dollars, then you'll only be shown the ones that are traded in dollars, the ones that you have traded from your sub account in dollars. And for each account, you can press, for instance, let's say, just a second, performance. Then up here, you can choose year to date, you can choose all time, you can choose weekly, monthly, and you also have this profit loss breakdown down here, where you can see how your different positions have performed in the period that you have chosen up here. Let's say, and as you can see, it changes once you change your period up here. And you can also see all of your different transactions, namely your different trades, your different cash transfers, and if you have some corporate actions. Typically, it's cash dividend or these yearly get-togethers where you get to vote. You have your voting rights on some of your stocks. Then you'll find it in here on this corporate action section. Also divided into dividends and shareholder votings coming up. Yeah.
Yes. We have two questions that will be relevant here.
Yeah.
We have one of them, which is, what is the easiest way to see if I have earned or lost money on my stocks that I have in my portfolio?
So, I mean, your current positions, your current stocks, there you can always see this profit loss section here. Once you get into your overview, you can see how is my stocks performing right now. But if you want to look more like within a specific period, then you go to this performance as I just showed, and there you can say, okay, within the last week, how have my different positions performed? Whether it's stocks, ETFs, FX, whatever, there you can see the exact profit and loss that this position have gained or lost over the last week. And it's also relevant to mention that this section here and this section is different in the way that this is only if you have closed some of the position. Then it says realized profit loss. That's how much have you actually lost or gained. Where this is more like how much have your positions moved over the last week. Yeah. So I hope that answers the question. Yeah.
Yes. And then there's one more. If you go back to the corporate actions, we have
Sorry.
Jolanta asking here, if you have dividend stocks in the US, will they automatically be paid to the US currency account?
Yeah, they will. And that's whether it's in dollars, DKK, euros, whatever. It will automatically go into your sub account in this currency, unless you don't have a sub account in the currency that you are receiving the money in. Yeah, great. Well, of course, there might be some things that I've missed, but at least these were the things that I find most important regarding these different sections up here. So now I think it's time to actually look at, okay, once you have gotten familiar with the platform, maybe you have used the research section to find some inspiration, and you're finally ready to do your first trade. How do you actually do so? So let's just say that you have decided you want to trade Novo Nordisk. Then you can go up here, search for Novo. There you can see we can trade it as a CFD, we can trade it as a normal stock, and then as a stock option, though on the American market. Let's just say you want to trade it as a regular stock. Press here. And when you get into this product overview, it's actually super simple because we have made it very clear that up here where it says trade, if we try and press there, they will get this small window. This is the trading window, so to speak, the trade ticket. Here you see the last bid price, the last ask price. At least it's 15 minutes delayed, of course. Remember that, unless you have lifetime. And let's say, okay, of course, I want to trade it through my DKK account because it's traded in DKK. I just want to buy it now, so I'll just choose market type, meaning that once you press place order, it will be placed in the market and then executed at the first available price. That's basically what market type, what this market order means. So for a liquid stock like Novo Nordisk, where the volume is super high, you will, I mean, it will probably be executed once you press the place order button. So very quickly. Um, yeah, I want to buy Novo. I want to, let's say I want to buy for equaling 100,000. That we have made this tool, this calculator tool, where it will automatically say how many shares you will get for 100,000. I'll press apply. I'll say place order, and then you have to press confirm. But before doing so, you can also see how much you're going to pay in the commission fees, and what the nominal value will be. You might observe that even though I put in 100,000, it says here that my nominal value, my exposure, will only be around 100,000. It's because you couldn't, I mean, with the price that Novo Nordisk is trading at, you couldn't hit exactly 100,000. That's just for you not to get confused. But once you press confirm here, it will be put out in the market, and since it's Novo Nordisk, it will probably be executed right away. But let's say that you think Novo Nordisk will see a 5% contraction, and you don't want to buy it now because you think it will drop a bit before. Then you can also choose this limit order, where we just keep it as at the 117 shares, and then you can actually choose the price that you want to trade it at maximum. Meaning that if I put in 800 here, the order will be put out in the market saying that once someone is willing to sell me this stock for 800, the order will execute automatically, but not before then. So you won't end up getting the stock for 800, 801, 802, 810, only 800. Um, so that's also a super good function if you have some very specific thoughts or considerations that you think might will impact the stock within the next coming month or week or days, so to speak. Then you can do it as a limit order. We also have these different other types of orders. I usually just refer to these two, and I never use these myself. So if you have specific questions for these, of course you are able, or you are welcome to ask questions or call us. But I don't think it's that relevant for most of you. Market and limit orders are the most important ones, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, and then before you actually place the trade, I just noticed and that I forgot to tell you here. You can also already add a take profit and stop loss. So instead of having to open the position first and then place a stop loss and a take profit, you can also do it before you place the order. So that once the trade is executed, once the order is executed, it will automatically have the stop loss and take profit that you set now. So that's also quite a good idea to do beforehand. I mean, do some specific thoughts about this trade that you're about to go in, then just add it right away if you have some specific thoughts. Yeah, so that's yeah. I can see
Yeah.
we might have questions.
So I have a few questions. One of them is relevant for what you're going through right now, which I will take in a
Mhm.
second. We are recording this webinar today. I see someone who wants to do it in their own pace. You will be able to find it on our webpage along with all the previous webinars we've also done. So just so you know, if it's going too fast for some people out there, then we're going to have it online. And now back to the orders. We have someone asking here, Tord, if you can show or how long time a limit order is going on for. So maybe you can
Yeah,
show that you can choose a day order or that it can last longer.
yeah, definitely. That's also one of the different options here once you before you place your order. So down here it says duration. Try and press here. Then GTC is good till cancelled, meaning that if you choose this one, then the order will be in the market. I mean, as long time as I mean, it will always be in the market. It won't cancel out itself. So if the price doesn't hit 800 for 50 years, you will still be able to find your order in the market. That's good till canceled. So you have to go in and manually delete this order if you choose it as a good till cancel. And if you think that, okay, if it doesn't hit 800 by the end of today, it won't be relevant for me to trade it. Then you can also just choose a day order, maybe 1 week. Then it will automatically cancel out after 1 week, and so on. So that's, you can also choose a very specific date actually. Let's say if it hasn't hit 800 before the 26th, then the order won't be defined in the market anymore. Yeah, that's how you do that. Great. Any more questions so far?
Yeah, we have quite a few. I can start with the most simple ones, perhaps, which I can also be answering. So
Yeah.
we have Alina asking how you open a savings account, which I understand is relevant right now with the interest rate that we're experiencing. So when
Yeah.
you open a savings account with us, it's actually an investment account you're opening. You just choose yourself if you want to trade from this account or if you want to have it standing in cash where you will receive interest rates. So it's the exact same procedure of opening the account, just so you know. You don't have to place the trade. You're always welcome to, but you can just gain interests. Then I have a question from Mark. He is asking, how long does it take for the money to be available on my currency sub account? And this will happen instantaneously when you transfer from, let's say, your Danish account to your sub account in euro or dollars. So you'll be able to see the money on there straight away. Yes. Then if we go back to the trades, we have some questions on how you change a stop order directly from your positions,
Mm?
as well as when closing a long position by hitting sale once and click fast again, do I then open a new short position? So maybe go back to the position list.
Yeah, we can just do it down here if that's the one that you're referring to. Yeah, I mean we can use this as a starting point at least. So if we start with the first question, let's say that I have say I want to put a stop. I want to put a stop loss on this one. Yeah, and since I'm short, I will have to choose one higher than my open position. Um, so let's say I want to have a stop loss at 11.6. And the same goes for take profit. I can also just press in here 10. We're sure it's not hit. Then I press place order. Confirm. Order placed. Then in here, orders. You'll find them in here, like separately from your other positions, where you can see that it's good till cancelled. You can press modify. Let's say I want to change my stop loss. That's this one down here. I want to change this one to, let's say, 11.7. Place order. You can see I only get one message saying that my stop loss was changed. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is directly on your positions list here. You can press on this one, and there you will get the same window, the exact same window. And if you completely want to remove your different orders related to your different positions, you just press cancel. Cancel here. I still have my stop loss. Let's say I also want to cancel that. I just press cancel. And there you'll see it has also removed itself from out here. So two ways to do it. I think doing it in here directly on your positions is the easiest way because you have your full overview here. But I mean that's how you like it. You can do it both ways. And then you said something about the second question. What was that? Oh yeah, if we press, yeah, I remember now. So for instance, let's say this one here. You know what? I think we'll do something else. I think we'll just try and do it because I think you're referring to this quick type order trade, and we can just try and actually do like a trade here. So I want to trade euro dollar. I'll just do it as a quick trade. Let's just say 5,000. So let's say I want to buy. Then I have to press twice on this one. There you see order placed, trade confirmation, right? Then if I go down to my list here, then if I want to close this one, I just press close. Then because I'm long, I have to press twice on this sell button. So I won't have the option to press 4 times in a row, at least not in the same window, and then open a short position the other way around. I'll have to go manually into euro dollar again, press trade, and then press sell if I want to go short instead. So I think that was what the question was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
there's
let me
a
know.
bit relevant to this as well. A question from Norbert. He's asking what the best option is to square position in Forex, if that's going to be manual or if we can do it as a square.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, if you want to square your position, you will have to either use this close position, or if I have put in, let's see here, trade, if I put in a limit here, saying let's say I'm long 5,000, then I can put in a sell position here at a given price, and then it will work in the same way. So you won't be able to be long and short at the same time. If you have the exact amount placed as a sell order and you're long in this specific position with the same amount, then it will just cancel out as a square. Yeah, I think that covers the so you can do it in different ways, but I mean just closing it down here is definitely most is the easiest one if you want to get out of it quickly. Yeah.
All right. Then we have a few questions about options trading. So I think the best way to answer these questions, because options trading is a bit more technical and can take a while, which we do not have right now, unfortunately. But we will be having a webinar on the 1st of May, which is about options trading. This is going to be part 1. It is in Danish, just so you're aware, but we do have this coming up, and there's also going to be a part 2. Also remember, we do have previous webinars as well, which have been recorded. So there is a lot to find on our webpage. So regarding options, we won't be going through this right now. But what we will be going through is we have a question about what margin utilization is. So I think some people have noticed that there's a little bar in the bottom showing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I hope you can see my screen now. So this margin utilization down here, I mean, it's only relevant for those of you that considers trading any of our margin products. That could, for instance, be our FX products. It could be, at least if you're the seller, of our options product, or CFD product, our CFD indices, for instance, let's just take Nasdaq. So all of these different products where you have to take into consideration the margin, the aspect of margin, meaning that because these products are leveraged, there is this margin, this down payment that you have to reserve on your account in order to open the position. Let's just try and press up here trade on Nasdaq, and there you'll see if I want to trade 10 contracts on Nasdaq, I will have, I can see that I have 140,000 Danish crowns left in my initial margin that I can choose from. And it will see that opening 10 contracts on Nasdaq will reserve 60,000 in start margin, meaning that it will be served down on my account. And then out of those 60,000, this margin, this maintenance margin, is the one that always have to be um, held, so to speak. So if there is a 5% boundary on the maintenance margin, it basically just means that you always have to have 5% of your total exposure down in your margin available. Otherwise, you'll get a margin call, and a margin call is when this one hits 100%, the margin utilization. It basically just means that there are no more money left on the account to maintain this maintenance margin from, and then it will close out all of your margin positions. So this relates to all of your margin positions, meaning that the margin positions I have opened now have used up 13% of my margin available on the account. And if we go here on portfolio, I just want to show you something related to this portfolio. There you will also find this margin utilization section, this box, where you can see the exact, what can you call it, calculation of how much is reserved in the initial margin so far, how much is reserved in the maintenance margin, how much is available of those two to take from, and then once again the margin utilization. Yeah. So but again, this can be a bit technical to understand. I would love to go through all aspects of margin trading here, but I think it would be more relevant for you to either see one of some of our webinars that relate directly to CFDs trading or options trading or commodities trading, whatever, or at least give us a call. Then we can have the talk over the phone, because it might take some time getting to understand all aspects of margin trading, I would say. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have someone asking what long and short means, which of course is new to some people. So if you are long
Yeah,
in a position, that means you are going to buy a position. You have a strategy or an idea that this stock will increase, and then you buy it, and then you sell it at a profit. When you are short in the market, that means you believe it is going to fall. So let's say I want to buy Tesla right now, or I want to sell Tesla because I think there might be a drop in this. And this is not anything we have thought of. It's just an what should you call it? It's just randomly picked Tesla. But if I want to short that, that means I'm going to put in a short position, and then I think it's going to drop, and then I'm going to take a profit if it does drop. So that's just the main definition of long and short. Then we also have a question here: if you can move a Aktiesparkonto to Saxo Bank if you already have positions in it in another bank. This is not possible. You'd have to close your positions and open a new one here. Then we have a question: if why does it say add on your position list and not just what the stop loss is? And I think this question Yen is asking is because possibly Magnus does not have a stop loss in some of his positions, and that means he can automatically add it in his position list just from pressing the add button. So it's
yeah,
because he does not have a stop. It means he doesn't have a stop or a loss order on it right now, and that's why it says add.
yeah, exactly. So I can just to be 100% sure that we understand this one. Just press in here. Let's say I actually do add a stop loss. Then it won't say add anymore. Then it will show the actual stop loss that I've chosen for this position. So it's basically just because I haven't put in anything yet. Yeah.
I can't see your screen right now. Perhaps some
No.
other people are also having difficulties with it. There it goes. I see it.
Now you can see. Okay, then I'll just show it again. Sorry. Yeah. So it says add here right now, and as Caroline just explained, it's because I don't have a stop loss. So if I put in a stop loss here, order, confirm, then it won't say add anymore. It will basically just say the stop loss that I've just chosen. So that's why. Yeah.
Yes. And then we have a really relevant question as well. So the specific question is, how do I see the price for buying a crypto ETF? So I think this question is mostly relevant with all of our products to figure out what the price is. If you can maybe
Mm,
show on the platform how I'm going to figure out the price on the specific trade that I want to do.
yeah. Can you see my screen now? Great. So when you say price, I think you mean, do you mean, okay, let's just start with the, for instance, this one that I actually hold, an Ethereum ETN. So the price per, what can you call it, per share that you want to buy into this ETN is always shown up here. There you can see the bid price, the asking price. If you want to buy, you have to look at the ask price, not that the spread is super big, and the spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. But this is the amount of euros in this case that I have to pay to get one down in my holdings, so to speak. Um, so that's like the price of the instrument. If you're thinking more about price for the trade, I mean how much you have to pay in fees, we can try and do this calculation in here because we have actually made a super good tool for this. So once you have pressed trade, then up here in this at this little I information, you press there, costs, then you can say, okay, I want to buy 500. I think I'll hold it for 6 months. Then we have made this exact calculation of how much you're going to pay, including both when you buy it and when you have to sell it again, also including the spread cost. And this window, this tool, this trading conditions window is especially important if you want to do these margin trading that I just talked about, because there's quite the financing fee on these leverage things because you actually go out and borrow money to gain a higher exposure. I just want to show you an example of this, how it looks when you, for instance, want to trade a CFD index. Um, go here again, costs. So here the holding period can be super relevant to take into consideration. Let's say I want to hold 10 for 1 month. The spread cost, I mean, that's the least part of it. But when we look at the overnight financing, you can see that you pay 8.1% per year in financing fee. So I mean, it's always good to look at, okay, how much do I actually have to pay for this trade if I intend to hold it for 1 month? Because it can be quite the amount because it is a leveraged product. So always a good idea to check this. And also, if you want to go short, you can actually see that you get money due to the difference between the American rate and the European one. So very good place to check before you actually open a trade, whether it's a margin trade or just a regular one. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
so I think I'm going to share my screen. I hope you can see it soon, where we have a QR code where you are more than welcome to open your camera, scan the code, and let us know what you think, what we should have focused more on, what was especially good. We love feedback. And I do know that we didn't make it through all questions. There were a lot of good ones, but there are also some of the questions that are very specific for the individual. So please don't hesitate to call us. Both Magnus and I and our other colleagues are sitting here every single day from 9 to 5, and we want to help. We want to educate you. We want to show you how the platform works on specific trades if that's the issue. So please just reach out to us. We're a lot of smart people who want to share our knowledge. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to leave this screen here for a while. And yeah, call us if you have questions. And thank you so much. I hope it was educating for you. It was fun.
Yeah, I also thank you for participating. Sorry, I was just yeah, sleeping. But yeah, it was nice having you here, and I hope that you think it was very useful in your education, or at least in the beginning of your trading journey. And yeah, don't hesitate to call us because we are more than happy to spend time on actually getting you started and getting you comfortable on the platform. So always just reach out if you have any questions at all. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.